name is Renuka. I am a psychologist working in Canada. I've lived here before and I work also in obesity and women that are depressed. So over the period of time, I've noticed that I had gained weight prior to my knee surgeries, and it was corticosteroid related. In the past 4 years, despite working out, despite dietary changes, there has not been improvement in certain areas, basically in terms of sagging of skin. Now, that became a problem for me because in an aesthetic way, when I would wear clothes and when I'm presenting myself, those certain areas would stand out. So it has been on my mind for the past couple of years that I need to get these things taken care of. So despite doing any amount of ab exercises, despite of doing any lunges, there were some areas that was never working out. So in the process of doing all these weight exercises, I also lost a lot of weight on my upper chest and neck. And that's the first place where I tend to lose weight. So when I came down, I met Dr. Gupta, and then I had actually a consultation in April on phone. And I decided that I will get it done, and I planned it for October. So the first thing that we did was the abdominoplasty. I also had vertical scars, and the shrinkage of the skin in addition to the vertical scars was the most ugliest thing that I could ever see. I do admire beauty, but it is not to the point that I'm fanatic about it, but I think aesthetically it marred the general outlook of my body. So I had my 2 daughters, they were my cheerleaders, and they said, yep, if that is bothering you so much, you need to go. So I came here and got my abdominoplasty done, and I also had a breast augmentation done. So at the end of 1 month, I think the 2 of them have contoured my body to a very pleasing aesthetic proportions that it is a pleasure to actually wear to walk, and has instilled much more confidence, and it is noticeable to other people also. And I think every woman should make it a point to look their best. It's not just everybody says inner beauty, but inner and the outer overall makes a woman look more pleasing. This consult actually with a plastic surgeon was about 8 or 9 years ago in Canada, in the state of Alberta. Now, since then I've been exploring. So basically this is not something that just cropped up in my mind. I explored across Canada different people that were doing procedures, especially for abdominoplasty. The concept of the liposculpture was not that ingrained into the western side of Canada, basically in the province of Alberta. And I actually had chosen to go to Colombia to get it done from a person who was pretty well known in Bogota for liposculpture. But there were a lot of concerns. I was going to a country that I never knew about. I had no idea who the surgeon was, and it was a great risk. So it was such a coincidence that I was discussing this with my brother and friend in April, and the name of Dr. Gupta cropped up as one of the leading cosmetologists, especially focusing on liposculpture. So the combination that I come from this place and that there was the concept of liposculpture known to this surgeon, and it was in a proximity very close to India, to the city that I am from, Indore, I decided that I would do it. I didn't know Dr. Gupta personally, but I think it just instilled confidence the moment I read about him, talked to him, and also saw some of his procedures on YouTube. It is cost factor certainly makes a difference because you have family here and all of those are not so much of a problem. But what I noticed was of people who had gotten liposuction and abdominoplasty there, they were discharged the same day. They didn't have a follow-up of that kind. And the bulges started coming out in other places. So the body contouring was not exactly the same. I can see myself at the end of 1 month that I am very pleased to see my shape when I wear clothes. So that was the main difference that I think I have found here. And I actually have come 4 years ago even for my knee replacement here, so I have confidence that the Indian doctors and surgeons are much more skilled than the ones that are overseas. Not that they are not skilled, but overseas we have a protocol to follow, not what the surgeon thinks that would be aesthetically or appropriate for a patient, or even to consider what the patient would want. I think those two needs were predominantly met for me here in Delhi at Dr. Gupta's clinic. Self-love is not narcissism. I think everybody needs to love one's body and feel proud of what one has as assets. So I would advise anybody that is considering any form of change or any form of abnormality that you consider in your body, it is possible today to make corrections on it, and so why live with it for the rest of your life thinking it's not okay? So I would support anybody that it is okay as a psychologist that we need to change, but of course to keep in mind not to go overboard with some of the imperfections. India has come so far in globalization that I'm actually very impressed about how the medical procedures and medical doctors are also now very well known overseas, especially when we become an ambassador after a surgery and go back to our native country. It happened with my knees where everybody were amazed at the recovery, and I think even within 3 weeks of my having the surgery and going back to my hometown, it was a surprise for everybody. It amazed everybody of the changes. I think I'm extremely proud to have come down here to have this procedure done by Dr. Gupta and to let people know that this is one of a very well-known centers in India to come for procedures such as anything related to plastic surgery. And the premises are absolutely comfortable. I had a choice to go to another hospital, but I preferred here. It was very friendly. The staff were very caring. It felt like I was at home. Even where food was concerned, they literally catered to every need of mine. So, and the advantage of Dr. Gupta coming twice or thrice a day to check on me, it was amazing. I would never have had this friendly staffing or surgeon in any other country other than here. So I definitely am extremely pleased to say that this was a beautiful place to have had my surgery and to go back. And I would definitely come back and suggest to other people that yes, if you consider it, then yes, consider Dr. Gupta as one of your surgeons and to have it done here.